Hi Flosstube, this is Tina Frazier coming to you from Columbus, Ohio. This is my after vacation update. I have a little bit of work in progress updates to show you. It's not a lot of updates, but I have a couple. I'm also in the process of creating a modification for my current floor stand. I have one of the I forget the name of it now. I don't know why the name suddenly escapes me. But, anyway, my floor stand, I'm hoping to get those arms that have the little posts sticking on the end of them, so you can just lay whatever you're working on top of it instead of using the clamp to clamp your frame to. I've seen a couple of people with the floor stands that have those kind of arms on it that you can just rest your piece on, and I have bought materials to make my own. I have bought 1/2 inch by 1 inch by, I believe it is 6 foot, or 1/2 inch by 2 inch by 6 foot thin pieces of oak that I've cut down into two 2.5 foot sections and a 1.5 foot section, just so I could make my own little things so my clamps could attach to that, so I can make those adjustable arms and just use Q snaps or whatever. I'm hoping to, I have the pieces cut, but I need to drill the holes for the carriage bolts, and so I can attach the carriage bolts together and clamp them together, use the wing nuts that I bought to make the actual arms. I'm hoping to have that done by this weekend because we are taking an extended trip, or another out-of-town trip, right after getting back from California, to go see my in-laws. My mother-in-law had an accident last week while we were out of town, and they need a little bit of help at home because, well, she broke her arm and has had surgery to put pins and plates in. So we're heading out again to kind of go spend the weekend with them, and my goal is to stitch some more. I'd stitched some when I was out in California, and although I didn't get as much done as I wanted to because it was a little slow going for me, I don't know why, but I did get a little bit of progress done. So I just kind of wanted to give you an update to show you kind of what progress I've made on a couple of projects. I did make a new start for this trip. On the airplane ride out to California, I don't remember if I told you the story about leaving the Mary Mill Hill Nativity kit on a plane trip, leaving it on the pouch pocket in front of me, in front of my plane seat before, excuse me. But anyway, so I got a new one, and I have, I think, 9 of the Mill Hill Nativity kits now, and I took Mary out again and started her, and she made it all the way to California, and she made it all the way home. So I do have her. Actually, let me get her out and I will show you. I am using the perforated paper on her, and I can show you. This is the progress I've made so far on her. And you can see this is her. This is the right side of her cloak. I've done her hair, and I'm starting to work on the blue down here. This is a little pumpkin needle minder that I picked up at Cross My Art. One of the last 2 times I was there. They had some of these new needle minders in here. This is a little teeny copper. It was a kind of a copper style little pumpkin, and it's rather cute. Has a little itty bitty thing here, and you can see what my back looks like. That's kind of what my back looks like on here. It's not too bad, but anyway, this is Mary, and this is how far I got. On the plane, I mostly got most of this side completed, most of this first section here. When I got to my parents' house in California, I had finished this little bitty blue section here and started in on her hair. And tonight, I was at a church rehearsal Oh, excuse me, for our Christmas play coming up in December. We're just starting rehearsals for it, and I'm playing an innkeeper on the first skit that we're doing for the little Christmas play. We have about an hour-long program of short skits that was written by one of the ladies at my church, and they performed kind of a similar thing last Christmas, a Saturday in December, for the public, and they sold tickets, and it was a lot of fun. And I missed it because, well, I had too much other stuff going on and I couldn't be in it. So this year I am in it. I am playing an innkeeper for the Christmas visitor skit, and it should be a lot of fun. Yeah, I get to kind of start it all off as the first skit in the pageant, in the little pageant that we're doing. So it should be kind of interesting. I'm not really an actor. When I was in high school, I was, on the productions for a couple of the drama plays that the drama club put on. Excuse me. My senior year in high school, they did the effect of gamma rays on Man in the Moon marigolds, and I was on the sound crew for that. And we also did Grease. There was a lot of my senior classmates that were in that production for Grease. It was a lot of fun to work on. The high school that I went to is mostly Asian, so having an Asian Danny and an Asian Danny, imagine that, and along with a couple other different kind of cast members. It was a lot of fun. I was also on the sound crew for that. Had a blast. But anyway, here's my start of Mary. This is from the Mill Hill Nativity Trilogy. It's this Mary here. The Mill Hill Nativity Trilogy. Now I do have all the other kits for this. So my goal initially... I just lost my needle. Yeah, I just pulled my needle out. I have to dig that out. There we go. My goal initially for this is to do them all on the perforated paper, and then possibly to see about putting them all on a piece of fabric. I don't know if that's ever going to happen, because I'd also like to do that with the Mill Hill Christmas Village, but the problem that I have with the Mill Hill Christmas Village is I don't own any of them yet. My goal is to change that very soon, and I'm hoping to collect the 23 kits in the Mill Hill Christmas Village. But anyway, that is my progress on Mary. So that was a new start. I know a couple of my friends are going to be upset that I had a new start, but this is a new start for me. Well, I guess you can say it's a second start for me, because I started her once before, but I left her on the plane. She came home with me this time. Here's proof. Alright. So, you may remember that one of my other WIP my other WIP video, I showed this little sweeper. It was a weekenders kit that I am doing for one of the roller derby girls. Now if you see, I actually did get her shoes done. I had her shoe partially done. I got the broom done, except for I have a little bit more of this lighter tan color here to extend down here, but the broom is mostly done, except for I think there's another part up here. I could be wrong, but the broom is done. I still have to fill in the dress here. There's a little, this is all dress down here. Then I have her arm. I've decided that I'm gonna do the arm over 2/1 tent stitch, because I had watched a Flosstube video of somebody that discussed doing skin 2 strands over 1 tent stitch, as opposed to doing either 1 strand over 1 full cross or whatever like I normally do with my skin. I'm gonna do the 2/1 tent stitch or half cross stitch in the skin on her arm and in her face that's up here. But part of my goal this weekend, I want to get this finished. I just want it done. So I'm hoping that I can work on this. Now it took me a little bit of time, since I am using the floss that came with the kit, I don't know if you can see, but the coverage on this floss is supposed to be DMC, but the floss is a little thin, and you can see that the coverage, like down in the broom with the browns, the coverage isn't exactly the best. But I started using this floss, so I'm going to continue using the floss that came with the kit, and hopefully it'll turn out okay, and I'll get done. I don't know, remember if I showed you my needle minder before, but this is a little button that I had found in a drawer of jewelry of mine, and I clipped out the normal little button, little pin part, and I E6000, that real special glue, I E6000 a super magnet to the back of it and turn it into a needle minder. So this is my little Hello Kitty zombie needle minder. I like Hello Kitty. You'll probably hear more. I have Hello Kitty socks on right now. I wear goofy socks to work just because, you know, besides my hair, that's about the only goofy thing I can do working at a bank. But anyway, there's my progress on the little weekender girl, the little sweeper girl, the MJ Hummel project that I was working on. The Mary and this little project was the only thing I worked on in California. So that is really the only update I really have for you. That's all I've got. Oh, one of my other videos, while I was out in California, you probably remember the, when we were out in California, here's the other thing. My husband and I went to these Japanese dollar stores called Daiso Japan, D-A-I-S-O, Daiso Japan. We went to 3 of them that were fairly close to my parents' house, just because I have heard that they, each of them carry similar things, but some of them might be slightly different, and some of them carry things that others don't have. Some of them are bigger, some of them are smaller. So because we like Japanese things and because we're goofy and nerdy like that, we went to 3 of them while we were out in California last week. And one of the things that they had there, I don't have any with the tags on, were these little project bags. And these are those ones that a lot of cross-stitch stores sell. But the interesting thing is these are, I think, do I have a label? Don't mind me while I kind of dig around locally nearby. See if I can find a label. Aha! So, these are vinyl zippered pouches. These are B5 size. The A4 size, I think, is normal. It would hold normal 8.5 by 11. These are the B5 size. Okay? Now, you'll notice this tag doesn't have a cost on it. This tag doesn't have a price. Anything at the Daiso Japan store that doesn't have a price actually physically listed on it is $1.50. Which is most of the store. Most of the store is $1.50. So I picked up about 6 or 8 of these bags. I should have picked them all up, frankly, because these are just like the ones I could get at the grocery store. They were $1.50. $1.50. And this one, you remember me talking about the Quaker flower? Well, here's my Quaker flower with the, you know, with the fabric and the floss and everything. So I have a project bag all ready to go. And it's waterproof or water resistant. So yeah, $1.50 project bag. If you're in the Southern California area and you have a Daiso Japan store near you, go get yourself some of these. I should have picked up more because I could have used them for giveaways. This would have been great. This would have been a great thing for a giveaway. Now, I don't know that they're necessarily the same quality as ones that, you know, your local needlework shops would carry. $1.50. Yes. So, I have this one here. This has my Mill Hill Nativity kits in it. I have this one. This is that Ink Circles Celtic Cross thing here that I actually picked up the other 2 floss colors. Whoops, you're just seeing the fabric there. The other 2 floss colors for. So, oh look, project. That's going with me this weekend. And I also have the pin kit. Remember the pin kit with the lady painting the umbrellas? Or man, whatever it happens to be. It fits in one. Look at that. It's all the floss and everything. So, what I wanted to say is when I got home, I remembered that, you know, the kit came with this fairly nice, large piece of light blue Ada. Light blue Ada. As you can see here. Light blue Ada. This is a piece of fabric that came with it. I don't like stitching on Ada. I haven't stitched on Ada very much at all. Pretty much since, it's probably been in the mid to late 1990s. My first linen project ever was MLI's Ice Angel. I will be showing you some video, hopefully soon, of some of my other finished pieces, besides the one that that my mom has in California. I'm hoping to get some video of the fairy moon that I gave to my sister-in-law. It's hanging up in her bedroom, and also the Asian geisha that I have. But I don't like stitching on Ada. This is a really large piece of Ada. It's 14 count. But I remembered at home that I had a piece of light blue even weave. And the color isn't exactly the same. You can see here, but it's still light blue and it is even weave. And I found out this piece is a 28 by 28 inch piece of 28 count even weave. So this even weave is plenty big enough for the pin pattern. The pin pattern, the painting umbrellas pattern. So this is the piece of fabric I'm going to be using for that. And I don't know what I'm quite going to do with this Ada fabric yet. I may give it away. I may chunk it up and use it for ornaments, Christmas ornaments, whatever. And when my husband and I go to set up our Christmas tree this year, I can show you some of the finished little ornaments that I have made over the years. When I first came to Ohio, well, back in the early 90s, when I first learned to cross stitch, I had a dream of having a tree done up in entirely nothing but cross stitch ornaments. Well, you know, I kind of lost interest in that. I was having issues back then, relationship issues, and it just, I don't know, I lost the feel for having a tree with all cross stitch. Plus I started collecting Hello Kitty ornaments, so now my tree is like 90% Hello Kitty. I like Hello Kitty a lot. So does my husband. The jury's still out who likes Hello Kitty more, but I think I do. But anyway, so yeah, I kind of lost my interest in creating a bunch of cross stitch ornaments. I still have quite a few cross stitch ornaments, if you remember from my work in progress video, but yeah, I kind of lost touch with that. So I mean, I may save this Ada for ornaments. I may see if anybody out there in Flosstube land wants it. I don't know, but it's light blue Ada, and the nice thing is the edges are already serged. I wish I knew how to serge the edges on my even weave, because if you see here, I've already pulled the loose threads off, and you can see it's like frayed pretty bad. But if I could, like, I normally use not fray check, this other stuff, fray block, I think. Comes in a bigger tube. I find it at Joann's, I think in their quilt notion section. But I've used that before, so I may have to put some of that on here. But I wish I could find a video on how to serge your cross stitch fabric, because I think I would much rather serge it. I kind of like the way this looks. This serged fabric looks. Just don't know how to do it on my sewing machine. I have a basic sewing machine, but I don't know much about sewing. I can do basic, like sew a straight line, you know, to like redo a seam, but that's about all I can do. But anyway, so I have my fabric for my, where'd it go? My pin cross stitch. And as you can see, here's the colors, here's the floss. Yeah, come on, numbered things. come unnumbered things, and I did find out that these extra packages that I thought were just extra floss colors for the floss already on the cards. So like, yeah, you can kind of get an idea that this this blue even weave is going to show up pretty decent on this. Yeah, these colors are going to show up pretty decent. So I think I'm going to be happy with this once I get it started. I don't know if I'm going to get this started this weekend. It's a possibility. Whoops. Sorry about that. It's a possibility that I could get started on it this weekend. But I don't know. I just want to get that other one finished. And if I have the arms done for my I want to get this all back in here. But if I have the arms done for my floor stand, which, you know, I've left a floor stand at my in-laws' house, so I do have a floor stand there. I'm gonna actually put this all in here. But if I get the arms done, it's gonna help me out tremendously, because I found stitching on that little sweeper girl at my mom's house without it. It was kind of slow. Oh, I dropped one on the floor. Probably hear my husband coming upstairs. But anyway, so that's about it. The trip to California was really nice. My husband and I both enjoyed it a lot. We ate at Revolving Sushi, which you probably saw the video for. There were fires out in LA, in the LA area. And Wednesday night, my husband and I took my mother to Downtown Disney for dinner and a little night out. I'm kind of really glad we went, because we went to the Wonderground Gallery, which is where Jasmine Beckett Griffith has some of her Disney artwork for sale and also on display. And we got lucky because some of her other artwork that is non-Disney was also on display there, and we were able to buy some more artwork. So we spent a nice chunk of money and came home with quite a few Jasmine Beckett Griffith things. I managed to get the bride from the Haunted Mansion. They have dolls. She has dolls out. I managed to get the doll of the bride from the Haunted Mansion from Jasmine Beckett Griffith. Unfortunately, she wasn't there this year, so I couldn't get her to sign any of the artwork that we picked up. But we did pick up quite a bit. It was a nice visit. And also, while we were there, since it's October, and we were there on a Wednesday night, they had some street performers performing in various times, wandering around in costume. And we got to see the Haunted Mansion ghosts, the Scarolers, perform. And we saw a little bit before dinner while we were heading towards Wonderground Gallery, because they were performing right outside the gallery. And we saw a little bit of their one of their first shows, but we didn't watch the whole thing because we ended up going into the gallery before our seats were ready at the Rainforest Cafe. And so after the Rainforest Cafe, you know, we got out. We still had about an hour or so before our 4-hour parking validated ticket would expire. So we were heading back towards some more shops past the gallery, and we saw the Scarolers walking towards us. And I stopped and asked one of them if they were getting ready to do another show, and they said yes. It was going on about 9 o'clock. So we wandered, we kind of followed them, turned around and followed them. And my husband and I got an up front seat to their 9 o'clock little street show. And I got the whole thing, thankfully, the whole thing on Facebook Live before my camera battery died. And I'm kind of really glad I did, because at some point in their show, you know, we were singing and dancing along to the Time Warp, and I was singing along to Ghost Riders in the Sky, and some of the other things. And I will link their website to the group that does the Scarolers performances for Disney below. It was a really neat group. They sing all their stuff a cappella, which is really nice. But they ended up pulling my husband into their show as they were singing the Oogie Boogie song from Nightmare Before Christmas. And it was really funny because it was portraying Santa Claus. And I will put that little snippet of the video The video is actually like about 30 minutes. If you want to see the whole thing, just let me know, and maybe I could upload the whole thing separately so you can see it. But I'm just going to attach the couple of minute song that my husband took part in on Wednesday at Downtown Disney for you, so you can kind of laugh along. It kind of made my mom and I's night. Dylan had fun too, and it was just a good time. We had a really good trip in California. It was too short, but again, it was too long. It was really good to get back to our own bed and everything like that. So I might not have another video for you until next week, or I might just do one this weekend and kind of show you if I get the arms of my floor stand completed. Hopefully I'll have a drill tomorrow or the next day, so I can get the floor stand completed for you, or the floor stand arms completed, and I can show you what I did to modify it. But if not, it'll probably be sometime next week before I upload another video. I'm not sure I'm going to make the Wednesday night stitch group this week. There's another thing going on for roller derby that we're starting back up for this next season, starting next year. We're starting back up scrimmages, which happen on Wednesday night. And at some point I'm going to have to start going to another rehearsal for the church play, because it's broke up amongst 2 nights, Mondays and Wednesdays. So that's what I'm probably going to be doing for the next couple of months. I'm at least going to make an attempt to go to the stitching group at my local needle workshop once a month, one Wednesday a month, but I'm not sure what I can do. Oh, I'm drinking out of a Chile Verde cup. This is one of the local Tex-Mex restaurant chains here in Columbus. I believe there's 3 locations, maybe only 2 locations, 3 locations maybe now. But they have really good shredded tacos. Oh my god, the shredded beef tacos are to die for. My husband likes their crab cakes. But I am drinking Twinings Lady Grey tea. I normally drink red rose tea, but I had this handy. Add a little sugar to it, but this is Twinings Lady Grey tea. I kind of flip-flop between tea and like a Hills Coffee cappuccino powder mix stuff, and coffee, and just whatever, you know, whatever sounds good at the time. But my tea of choice is red rose tea, thanks to my mother-in-law, who used to avidly drink red rose tea, and she collected all the figurines. So I have quite a few figurines from Red Rose. Really like them. I don't think I've completed a whole set on my own, but I've gotten quite a few of the duplicates my mother-in-law had when she passed. But anyway, so that is about all I have. Oh, one of the other things we picked up when we were out, California also has like Japanese lifestyle stores, which usually carries all kinds of Sanrio products. This is a coaster, set of 4 coasters, little Sanrio. Oh, this came from Loot Crate. Oh, I'm sorry, this is from my Sanrio Loot Crate, which is a subscription box that I get. This was in this month's Sanrio crate. It was kind of bento themed, so I have a Gudetama bento, and I have like 4 different Hello Kitty coasters. These are like those rubbery vinyl coasters. This is a Hello Kitty coaster. It sits next to me on my little table. I could put my drinks right on my coaster. I like it a lot. Yeah, anyway. So, that's about all I got. We got a ton of stuff in California. We went shopping. I packed a second duffel bag so we can check on the plane ride back. We still ended up buying another suitcase out there because we needed the extra room. Good thing we fly Southwest because both of us can check 2 bags. which we checked a total of 3, so we were still good, but came back with a lot of stuff. I also collect Kokeshi dolls. I don't know if you guys know what those are. I can, hold on just a minute. I'm going to pause the video and I'll be right back. Alright, well, thank you for that. So while we were at there, we were at the Japanese lifestyle store in the mall the day we went to eat at Kula Revolving Sushi in the Brea Mall. There was a Japanese lifestyle store there that sells all kinds of anything Japanese. They have, you know, some Japanese anime. They have Hello Kitty. They have, you know, trinkets and pens and stationery and bath products and all kinds of stuff. Well, they have, I haven't seen these in a little while, but they have Kimi dolls. And these are what they look like. They're little Kokeshi dolls. And they're wooden. So I got this one. And because I haven't seen any in a little while, I have a few of these. Probably about 4 or 5 of these. So I got this one. This one is, I don't know, this one is Ana, which is tenderness. I don't know if you can see it. You might be able to see that. This is tenderness. This is what she looks like. She's a little wooden doll. Then they have a smaller one. I got Yuzuki, which is patience. This is what she looks like. She's a little slightly smaller doll. And they all have different pattern bodies. It's another Kimi doll. And then I got a Kimi doll keychain. This one happens to be Megumi, which means goodness. Megumi, goodness. I like these little things. They're really cute. So this is my Kokeshi doll. These are my Kokeshi dolls that I got. Turn them around here. These are my Kokeshi dolls that I got. So I really like Kokeshi dolls. When we spent the Christmas in California, I'm trying to figure out where to put these and just stick them back here. A couple years ago, out in California, they had the Hello Kitty convention out there, and my mom knew that we were coming in for Christmas, and one of her neighbor's daughters was going to the Hello Kitty convention, and my mom gave her some money and said, my daughter's coming in for Christmas. I need you to find her something really cool that's Hello Kitty from the convention and bring it. So the coolest present I got that year was a Hello Kitty Kokeshi doll bobblehead. I'm not going to bring it down to show you this. I'll show you hopefully sometime soon, maybe in another video, but it was the best, probably the best and cutest gift I think I've received in a long time. It was pretty cute. But anyway, so enough about that. So now you know I like Kokeshi dolls. I like Hello Kitty. There's all kinds of other stuff that we really like. But yeah, I've been talking to you now for about 30 minutes. It's longer than I was expected to. So anyway, I think I'm gonna cut it short. I have to go to bed. You got a little bit of an update, and I'll have to attach the video of Dylan Dylan singing and playing along with the marauding ghosts from the Haunted Mansion at Downtown Disney last week. So I'm gonna say sayonara for now, and I will hopefully post an update this next week. Really quick though, before I go, a little bit of housekeeping. Oh my word! I don't know what happened, but the week I was out, I went from like 20-some subscribers to over 200 subscribers, and they're still subscribing. I don't know if Bluebird Stitches has anything to do with that, but in one of her more recent videos, she kind of shouted me out, and I want to thank her for shouting me out, because I think she's one of the reasons why my subscribers have shot way up, and I'm very thankful for that. So if you subscribe, leave a note. Tell me something about you. Let me know what you're up to. I will try and at least acknowledge that you subscribed. I'll subscribe back to you. And soon, I think I'm gathering a couple of things together for a possible giveaway for my subscribers, the number of subscribers I have. So, you know, as I get a little closer, it might not be until early November, kind of like a Thanksgiving giveaway. Because I'm thankful for all my subscribers. But you know, kind of be on the lookout for that. I'm not sure when it'll come, but it's probably gonna happen. And I don't know what it'll include. It might be that blue Ada from that from that one project. It might be a couple of the magazines that I have duplicates of. I may just decide to do a gift certificate or gift card for someplace, but we shall see. But anyway, it's going on almost 12:30 here in Columbus, Ohio, and I need to go to work. It's back to work for my second day, so I need to go to work in the morning, so I have to get off of here. But anyway, that's about all I have, and thanks again for subscribing. Leave your comments below. I'll try and remember that I was going to put the link to something below. Oh, it was for the Scarolers from Downtown Disney. And I'll hopefully get that video from Facebook. Get that video from Facebook of my husband singing with them. And maybe y'all can get a kick out of it. Anyway, so I'm signing off for tonight. Catch you later. Happy stitching, all that good stuff. And it's getting cooler here in Ohio, so yeah, we're trying to brace for it. We're supposed to have frost tomorrow morning, so it should be kind of interesting. It's turning colder, which means more tea, more hot cocoa, more coffee, whatever. Anyway, good night, sleep tight, happy stitching. We'll see y'all next time. Bye-bye now.
I'm still gonna waltz though.
Wait till they start. He dresses like you.
Yeah, he does dress like me. This next character, who's a good friend of mine actually, he's taking residence right now in the Haunted Mansion. I think you guys know him. He's a big old potato sack kind of fellow, and he has all kinds of stories about Jack and his Halloween Town friends. So, if you'll indulge me, I'd like to.
And before we do, we need a volunteer. And I see the perfect volunteer.
Yeah!
Yes, that was a great volunteering you did. Let's hear from the crowd. All right. All you have to do is stand and be jolly. Be happy. Here we go.
Okay.
I'm not good at that. 1, 2, 3, 4. Mind if I step into character? Well, 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 what have we here? Oh, Santa Claus, huh? Ooh, I'm really scared. You're the one everybody's been talking about. You're joking. I can't believe my eyes. You're joking me. You gotta be. This can't be the right guy. These agents are. These bookings are. I don't know which is worse. I might just split a seam now if I hold my laughing first. When Mr. Boogeyman says trouble's close at hand, you better pay attention now, cause I'm the boogeyman. And if you are shaking, there's something very wrong. Cause this may be the last time you hear the boogie song. Whoa. Wow. Whoa. I'm the Oogie Boogie Man, and if I'm feeling fancy, nothing much to do, why I might just cook a special batch of snake and slides. And don't you know the one thing that would make it work so nice? A roly-poly Santa Claus, you add a little spice. Whoa! Whoa! Yeah.
He's the Oogie Boogie Man.
voices. The children are expecting me, so please come to your senses.
You're joking. You're joking. I can't believe my ears. Well, try and shot this fella. I'm drowning in my tears. He's funny. I'm laughing. He really is too much. And now, with your permission, I'm going to do my stuff.
What are you going to do?
I'm going to do the best I can. You're doing absolutely amazing. The sound of rolling down to me is music in the air, 'cause I'm a gambling boogeyman, although I don't play fair. It's much more fun, I must confess, with lives on the line. Not mine, of course, but yours, oh boy, now that'll be just fine.
Release me fast, or you will have to answer for this heinous act.
Oh, brother, you're something. You put me in a spin. He isn't comprehending the position. It's hopeless. You're finished. You haven't got a prayer. 'Cause I'm Mr. Oogie Boogie Man, and you ain't going nowhere.
Excellent job, sir! That was marvelous!
I am so gonna watch that.
I know. So, ladies and gentlemen, we were just talking about one, of course, of the very famous Disney villains. Now, it would not be Halloween if we did not pay tribute to the heroes of the season, the Disney villains!
Yeah!
Now, before we do, of course, there are the ones that always get their day, all the attention, but there are those of them that have tugged at our heartstrings that are really the unsung heroes, the lesser known and lesser appreciated Disney villains. So right now, we're going to play a game. If you can guess, okay, it could be during the song, group effort, that's fine. Yes, each and every one of the individuals and or groups of people that we're talking about, you will get a prize.
Woohoo!
All right, here we go.
I got my prize already. That was